welcome to the Auto Recovery Trinity Behavior Care Podcast. And today we have a guest with us, our very own Sheriff McNeil from Marlboro County. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good in yourself.
I am great.
I'm glad to have this opportunity to have this conversation today so that we can give to our community about the resources that we have and what to look forward to.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. So start with a little introduction. Who is Sheriff McNeil?
Sheriff McNeil is Larry McNeil. Was raised here ever since the age of 5. I was raised by my great grandmother, my aunt, and my grandparents. My parents divorced, and my siblings and I lived here with our grandparents and our great grandparents.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot of history here.
It is quite a bit. I went to school here.
Okay.
I went to school in Clio. I lived in Bennettsville, so that was strange.
Yeah.
I lived in Bennettsville. I actually went to school in Clio for 12 years, so I drove to school every day.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't say that, but we is.
Yes, sir. Times was different back then, and it was all right compared to where we are now. So that even shows that you have history here, you lived here, and what better way to give back to your community over the years?
It is, and I know that's one of the reasons I do what I do, because of my grandparents. I tell folk all the time, because of the sacrifices that they made for me and our siblings.
Yes, sir.
They didn't have to do. Once I became an adult and realized the sacrifices that they made, I made a conscious effort and a promise that as long as I work, I would give back, especially to kids, because somebody gave to me.
Yes, sir. And that's personal.
It is.
That's personal, and that's good. And it's also good for the community to know that you take your job seriously. You take the things that you do in your community seriously. So as a chef, how many years or experience do you have?
In law enforcement, I'm coming up on 40 years.
Okay.
Started in 1976, and there was a
Yeah.
9-year gap. I'm coming up on 40 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is definitely an honor, and that is a big thing. It's a big thing because it comes with experience, and then you get the opportunity to express those experiences in different routes and ways. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I started with the city of Bennettsville for 13 years. I left there and went to the Department of Corrections as a caseworker and a internal affairs investigator for about 3 years. From there, I ended up back in the city of Bennettsville. I applied for the police chief's position in 2000.
Okay.
I was hired by the city of Bennettsville, and I was police chief for 16 years.
Okay.
During that time, I was able to attend the FBI National Academy. So I did 11 weeks at the FBI Academy.
Wow.
I was named by the Beacon of Advocacy SOBA as Police Chief of the Year in 2010.
Okay.
That same year, I was president of the Police Chiefs Association as well.
Yes, sir.
Upon leaving in 2016, I ended up at DSS as the Director of Employee Safety for the Department of Social Services. So I worked the entire state for doing safety and redoing policy.
I think sometimes we have to go behind the doors, behind the walls, behind the scenes of things to get that experience of what to be expected from the community.
Yeah. And it's true, until you walk in somebody else's shoes, you don't know what it's like. Empathy is not bad. Empathy is a good thing, because then you get to see things differently. Everybody does not need to go to jail whose house we go to. Sometimes they just need help.
Yeah.
And because of the position that we're in as law enforcement officers, we're there for help.
Yes, sir.
We become that psychologist. We become that mental health person. We become that drug prevention person. We are all those wrapped up in one. But if we go there with one intent only just to make an arrest, we don't help anybody.
You're right.
And for me, I'm here to help.
Yes, sir. And so that makes sure that you also make sure that your staff is trained.
We're trying to get all we can done there, because we actually have a very young staff now. Most of them coming straight to the workforce at age 21 and 22 and 23.
Yes, sir.
With some life experiences of their own, but not facing some of the life experiences of some of the people that they come in contact with. So it is a learning experience for them, but it's an opportunity for us to be able to manage to teach and to kind of train them to make sure that they understand the roles that they have.
Yes, sir.
It's more to policing than just a gun in a badge.
Yes, sir. That is so true. And that's a good segue to mental health. What does mental health looks like in the department, and what resources do you guys have, and what should the community expect?
When it comes to us in mental health, we're trying to get the training we need now by going through Tri County. We're doing some things with Tri County to get the training that we need. We're fortunate that we have I feel like a good staff at mental health that can help us train us. We're not equipped all the time to deal with people with mental health issues. Um, and until we're able to better do what we can do with them, it makes it difficult for us because a lot of people expect us to make an arrest when there shouldn't be an arrest. There should be some intervention.
Yes, sir.
And the intervention is not necessarily incarceration.
Yes, sir. And that's a big difference. You're right.
There's a big difference.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm looking at more of what can we do to intervene to make that house whole again.
Yes, sir.
The house is not whole if somebody's missing in the house.
Wow. That's good.
So we have to figure out what we can do. And sometimes that does mean that we have to remove somebody from the home. But I'm hoping that person that's moved, especially when it comes to mental health, will hopefully get the help that they
Hmm.
that on the whole.
Okay. I like that. I like that. And it sounds personal. And sometimes we have to get personal to be able to be relatable. And so I think that's a great opportunity. And I know that it is spreading throughout the department to be able to, service the community in that way. Because resources, it does matter. It does matter to have resources, have that phone call that you can get them the resources that they need at any moment. Because, every situation is different. So I think that's good to hear, and I think it's good for the community to know that, there's ongoing trainings and updates, because our community changes.
It does. And not only does the community change, the world that we live in constantly changes.
Yes, sir.
The need of a community changes and daily.
Yeah.
And for us to even keep up the training that we needed, I won't say it's impossible, but it's very difficult based on the economics that we have here now.
Yeah.
I'm really not here to talk about economics,
That's real.
but it plays a part in
Yes,
where
a
we
huge part.
and what we can get done.
Yes, sir.
If I don't have the funding, they can't get the training. And if we don't get the training, we can't provide the service that some families truly need.
Yes, sir.
So it's making it holistic. Everything matters.
Everything matters. You're right.
And we're living in a community, a very rural community where we do struggle with economics. And I'm not just talking about us as an office, but this community struggles with economics, which puts us in bad positions sometimes when a man is trying to provide for his family the best that he can. He gets frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lady gets frustrated. A mother gets frustrated.
Yes.
Father gets frustrated because they can't meet the needs of their family. And they end up sometimes doing things that they normally wouldn't do.
Yes.
Situations were different.
Yeah. You're exactly right. And let's talk about our kids. Our kids are our future. Our welfare of our kids, is very important in this season.
And you doing what you're doing right now to me is helpful.
Thank
One of our biggest problems that we know of is drugs around here. That the need for one person to sell drugs to make money
Yes,
is not the right way.
not the right way.
The need to find comfort, and I don't understand drugs sometimes, but I understand that people take it to find a peace of mind.
Yes, sir.
But there has to be another way other than the use of drugs, and that's where I know you come in. I know you guys spend a lot of time. So I'm looking for people that we know we've arrested. You're assigned to the jail. You're going to the detention centers. You're going into the homes
Yes, sir.
to find other alternatives other than drugs to help.
Yes, sir.
But when you're on your last leg and you feel like that's the only thing that you can do,
Yes, sir.
then we have to figure out another way. Another way.
Yes, sir. And that is so true. Here at Trinity, we do offer those services, the MAT services, addiction counselors, family health, women's health, and being able to, again, if for 3 counties, Dillon, Marion, and now Marlboro County, that's a resource. And we're here. And what we don't know, we have other resources that we can be able to lend. There's other community resources here in your county, like you was mentioning, Men to Men.
Yeah.
Is a good resource.
There are numerous resources out there. And I think we're all doing all we can to make people aware.
Mhm.
But I don't know how to get somebody to understand it. Just because you go to man doesn't mean that you're a bad father.
Right.
It just means you need some help.
Yes.
Just
Support.
yeah,
Yes.
just because you have a drug addiction problem doesn't mean you can't get help by coming here. Mental health doesn't mean everybody, and I apologize if I say this wrong, that everybody is crazy.
Right. No, not at all.
It doesn't
Not at
mean
all.
that at all. Sometimes we just need a ear that's a qualified, trained ear
Yes, sir.
to listen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that could be you. That could be mental health. That could be one of the men at Man to Man. That could be somebody at my office. They're willing to come sit down and talk with us
That's so true.
because we have fathers, we have mothers that they'll work with us with children.
Yes, and like you said, it shouldn't be an embarrassment, and I think that's a lot what goes on. I tell the kids when I'm out speaking doing presentations that asking for help is strength.
Like kids don't understand it. None of us came into this world perfect.
Right.
We all have issues in homes. That's why I shared with you. I was raised by my great grandmother, not by my parent. That was an issue for me coming up because I wasn't with my parent.
Yes, sir.
But I also understand, had I not been living with my great grandmother and with my grandparents, there's no telling what would happen to me
Yes, sir.
because of the way that they were, and the way that they taught us as a family to live. And I think kids think sometimes that they're the only one that's going through.
Yeah.
And we don't share. We don't share our stories with people. I'm not going to, there's no shame about who your parent was. You have no control over that.
Yes. That is so true.
I tell, and I, for me, God put us here.
Yeah.
He didn't ask to come here.
That's right.
But when we got here, then it became a responsibility of parents, of family to make sure that we're raised right.
Yes, right.
And I'm thankful for the ones that he put me with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think sometimes I'm not ashamed to say that I didn't live with my parents. I'm not ashamed to say that they fought. I'm not ashamed to say that that was not the best environment for me to be in.
Yes, sir.
And too many kids need to say and accept that. Parents need to say and accept that. That it's not always.
That's right. Back to the welfare of our kids. We have a partnership with the Scarf Grant, and basically that gives us the opportunity to partner with the sheriff department to do prevention. And so, I think we have a few presentations coming up. And what would you tell our community when it comes to finances, the drugs, the for our kids? I mean, because it's so easy right now to be accessible to them.
Um, Again, it goes back to me to economics. Most people sell because of the money that's involved in. Not looking at the backside that when you get caught, what happens? Most people look at just the feel that you get. But if you look at the number of people that die from overdoses, I truly believe, and we know this is true. You don't know what you're smoking. You don't know what you're
Right.
ingesting. You don't know what you're taking. You think you know. And until we find a better way, the only thing we can do now is try to enforce what we can. Try to help you do what you can do. See, we all know drug addiction. We all know what happens in homes with drugs. We've seen families totally destroyed because of drugs.
Yes, sir.
And it's not always the poor people. I think we get caught up sometimes that we just
That is so true.
saying just the lower social economic group, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Medications are abused all the time.
All the time.
And it's not necessarily on the low end when it comes to economics. People sell their drugs, their medications. There are certain homes that you go in that people can't function without those things. And the kids see it and know it. See, that's the other part of that. What we talk about, we shouldn't let kids do it. But when somebody takes a medication to say, okay, now I can function better, and a child hears that, what's the child going to do when the child gets a bad day? They're going to want to take out so they can do what? Function better.
Yeah. Repetitive behavior.
It is. If I take a drink every night to go to sleep, I don't. But how long will it be before my child feel like
Yeah,
that they need to take a drink every night?
you're right.
So it's learned behavior. It's something. Some instances it's learned behavior,
Mhm.
not in all.
Yes, sir.
But we have so many people selling their pills. Some for money, some just doing it because their kids are sick.
Yes, sir.
But it also takes a community to be willing to do that,
Yes, sir.
to get involved.
Yes, sir.
I have nothing against convenience stores or other places, but things are being sold
Yeah.
that influence kids sometimes to do stronger or more to do drugs.
Yes, sir.
Period. So I think
Yeah,
it's
this is the marketing is definitely there. They're marketing it, the colors, the shapes, the candy, the gum, they're marketing to cater to them.
the feel good things and the look good.
Yep.
And they don't know.
Yeah.
It is an opportunity.
It's a call to action. That's why we're here today having this conversation. And I really thank you for being transparent. I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate your personal experience. And like you said, we all matter. We're all a part of this. And that's why we're going to continue to show up each and every day.
Thank you for what you're doing in this community and other communities as well. And
Yes, sir.
we look forward to trying to make a difference.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get those numbers down.
That's right. That's right. You hear it, y'all. We're here. We're here to work together. This is a call to action. I encourage you all to be a part of something. Go to your community, see what's going on. It doesn't hurt to ask a question. Resources are out there. I appreciate you. God bless you. This has been the Auto Recovery. Have a blessed day.